Hey guys, Dr. Andrew here with Seppo Chiropractic to share with you our healthy habit of November. Now, as most of you know, it's the best time of the year because it's Dr. Kate's birthday. No, that is very true. But November is a time, in America at least, where we celebrate Thanksgiving. And so our healthy habit for the month of November is to have an attitude of gratitude. What that means for you, more than just the obvious of being grateful for things, it's actually we want to give you a tangible challenge. So we're going to challenge you guys to every day write down in a journal, on a sheet of paper, in a notebook somewhere, one thing that you're grateful for. Now, it may not sound like a whole lot, but there's tons of research to show really what that mindset and that attitude of a positive, grateful attitude really does for your body. The biggest thing we talk about in our office is really how does that attitude, how does your mental health really affect you? So we look at really how you perceive your environment, your world, your surroundings, right? You create the reality that you perceive. Let's say, for example, you're sitting in the car and we're in Michigan, like most of us probably are, and they say we have two seasons, construction and not construction, right? You're going through a construction zone, and for some crazy reason, we're going 20 miles an hour when there's 2 lanes of traffic open and there's nothing in the road. Maybe there's some barrels up. There's no reason for us to slow down. I'm sure we've all been through that, and it's maybe added, tens of 20, 30 minutes onto our drive for seemingly no reason. Now, you can have one or two responses. On one hand, you could sit there and you're just fuming. Man, I'm so frustrated. I planned everything out meticulously so I would be at this spot at this time, and now I'm not. And you just sit there and you are fuming mad. Maybe you honk your horn. Maybe you're hitting the steering wheel. Maybe you're just upset at the world, right? And some of us have probably done that from time to time. And on the other hand, you could say, you know what? I can't change the surroundings. I can't change the environment that I'm in right now. But what I can do is I can change my response to it. One thing that I like to do, and I started doing this a couple years ago, and I'm going to shout out to a men's group I was in when I was down in school in Atlanta, Georgia. And they used to say, if somebody cut you off or you're in a traffic jam and you're not sure why, the best way to cope with that is to say, you know what? Somebody somewhere has to be driving slowly because they've got a fish tank in their car and they can't spill the water. Probably not a fish tank, but it's an arbitrary thing that just says, you know what? I can't control it. I'm going to let it go. You can take that time and call your parents, call a friend, call your spouse, listen to some music, listen to maybe a podcast, pray. I've been actually starting to pray out loud in my car. It's a really easy way when you're sitting there doing nothing else productive. You can pray for people. Again, that's another attitude of gratitude. We're coming in, we're just being so grateful for today, for the things we have in our lives. And so that's one tangible way you can kind of take that on. But in that moment, right, in that traffic jam, crazy response versus calm response, right? Your body actually secretes certain hormones to go along with what your mental mindset is, right? So you can literally create different levels of hormones by your response to a situation. So if you're stressed out and you're freaking out and you're mad, right? Your body secretes a couple things: cortisol, epinephrine, norepinephrine. These are stress hormones. They respond and give you a heightened sense of energy and focus, right? That adrenaline kick, right? Those are great when you're getting chased by a bear, but not so great when you're sitting in traffic. And the two things, again, norepinephrine, adrenaline, and epinephrine, those are things that give you a quick jolt of energy. And cortisol does the exact same thing. But of those four, cortisol gets absorbed a lot slower. So it remains in your system for an extended period of time. Now that's why chronic levels of cortisol or increased levels over a long period of time of cortisol actually are linked to things like cancer, diabetes, obesity, heart disease, right? All these major lifestyle illnesses are linked to stress and cortisol. So not only are you literally benefiting your time and being productive with your time, you're also benefiting your health, your body. There's one more research I want to share before we end the video, and that's the New York Times. They published a paper that found that at an event where people were volunteering, right? There's a volunteer event. They found that those who were there for altruistic or selfless reasons, and those compared to that were there just because they felt good, they made themselves feel good to do something good for somebody else. They measured some blood work before and after this event, and they found that those who were there for a selfless reason, not for themselves, but to give back to the greater good of humanity, actually had an increase in white blood cell count. That means increased immunity. So, again, being grateful, it's going to add a whole lot more immunity to your life. It's going to actually benefit your relationships because you're going to be able to have more time to pour into them, as well as it's going to give you a calm demeanor. You're decreasing that stress. You're letting cortisol not be chronic. You're letting your body actually rest a lot more, and it's so great for your body. So we want to say this November, we challenge you to be grateful for just one thing every day. A lot of times in our office, we have our wall, our gratitude wall, and I ask people, why are you grateful? And we write that up on the wall because it's so important for you to focus on something that you have to be grateful for, because everybody does. So, Dr. Andrew, signing off. Again, hoping you guys are having a great November, and come alongside us and challenge you to have an attitude of gratitude this month.